Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. 2023, the year has come to an end, and normally what I do on my channel is I'll do like a highlights of the year video compilation, if you will. And that video usually consists of just a bunch of things that have happened throughout the year. As the years have gone by, they have gotten longer and longer, right? Because there's just so much to showcase. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different this year. Originally, I was thinking of doing like the top 5 moments of 2023 or highlights of 2023. And then as I started to list these things, I noticed there was like a trend. One is that some of them were highlights in a bad way, and then some of them were highlights in a great way. So I'll do a 10, some good, some lows, as you will, and some highs, some goods. So let's start off with a low, and that happened on January 1st of 2023, New Year's Day. Headed to the Breakfast Club rally, which is actually one of my favorite events, especially for January 1st. It's a time where a lot of people are hungover, they're just at home. So for us car enthusiasts and the Breakfast Club rally folks, we'll get together very early in the morning, January 1st. We'll see some beautiful cars, we'll have some coffee, we'll go out on a very, very nice drive. And because a lot of folks are not out and about, the roads are clear. Now, end of 2022, a lot of rain, a lot of heavy rain in the Bay Area, causing a lot of damage to the roads. And so very early in the morning, very dark, very massive pothole. And yeah, I hit it. I wasn't the only one. There was actually another 19 cars that hit that same or went into that same pothole. I never did an update video as far as like what came about. Did Caltrans pay me out? The short answer is no, they did not. Now, it took months for them to respond. And when they did, they asked for more information. I gave them the information they requested, and then months go by. And then finally I get a letter saying basically, no, they will not pay me for the damages. It's actually the deductible. Insurance covered the damage. They said it wasn't my fault and it didn't affect my insurance there, but I figured I was owed at least the deductible from Caltrans. We had a highway patrolman's name, badge number. We also had a report number or a claim number from the highway patrol. I had all the insurance information saying it wasn't my fault. All the receipts from the mechanics, the Alpha Doctor, of course. And yeah, even with all that information, all the proof, the videos, the photos even, they said no. And if you're not familiar, Caltrans here in California, chances that they'll give you the money you're owed is very, very slim. So a lot of people expected it to not get paid out, and sure enough, that's what happened. Yeah, shout out to Caltrans, you guys suck. Anyways, let's lighten up the mood. Let's go to one of the highlights, one of the highs of 2023. From January 1st, we'll skip right to August. August, as you know, if you're a car enthusiast, is Car Week, Monterey, California. I'm very fortunate enough to live fairly close to Monterey, to the point where I could go back and forth if I wanted to, which I did do some days. Point is, Car Week in its own is just full of highlights. But one that stuck out to me that was a little bit different is I was fortunate enough to drive a Lotus Emira. Now, the thing about the Lotus, the Emira, is that it technically hasn't even shipped out here to the States the moment that you're seeing this video, or that I'm recording this video, I should say. So there are folks out there who have put deposits down that are waiting for their Lotus Emira, and I was fortunate enough to get to drive one. Manual transmission, the V6, the Toyota engine. That was a lot of fun. Again, Car Week is just full of highlights. That could be a video on its own. Check out the playlist. But this moment stuck out to me because at the end of the day, it's about driving. It's about driving the cars. They look beautiful. They look great just sitting there. But for me to get a chance to actually drive one of these cars before some of the people that paid for it even get a chance to drive it. And the Lotus people were actually really nice, very cool. They fed us, they gave us drinks, and they let us drive on our own pretty much in these cars. They were all about fun too. Anyway, so that was definitely a nice high, a highlight for 2023. Now we'll go back to a low in 2023, and that is for the first time in the Alfa Romeo 4C, not the first time ever, of course, but for the first time in the Alfa Romeo 4C, I was pulled over. Now, yeah, it could have been a lot worse. I was speeding. Truth be told, I was driving on Woodside. A sheriff saw me, did a U-turn, not because I was speeding, because I wasn't speeding at that moment. I wasn't speeding. It was a 25-mile-per-hour zone. By the time he followed me around, I might have hit 35, and then he figured that was enough to pull me over, and so he did. He did not give me a speeding ticket. What he did give me is a fix-it ticket. Now, this makes me wonder, had I had if I had a front license plate at the time that he pulled me over, would he have been forced to give me a speeding ticket because he just had to give me a ticket for some reason? Or did not having a front license plate actually save me from that speeding ticket? And he just decided, like, you know what, I'll just give this guy a fix-it ticket. That might be the case. Anyways, if you follow the channel, you know that, like, it's been a while since I see my front license plate. When we were in the process of moving from our old house, we stayed at my in-laws for a while. In between that time, I somehow lost my front license plate. I never put it on the car. Like, it went from the mail. Actually, the mail got dropped off the last day that we were at the old house. So the house was empty. You get this mail, put the new license plate on the back, put the front license plate somewhere. Maybe, I don't know what I did with it. It could be here somewhere, and never saw it after that. So I'm not gonna put a front license plate. Those cars, the 4C does not look good with a front license plate. Basically what I did was I just paid off the fix-it ticket, 150 bucks. Didn't go and prove to an officer that I fixed it and paid the $25. So whatever, it's whatever. That was kind of a low for 2023, but it was like a highlight, you know? I was supposed to just go to Alice's that day. Now that I think about it, I didn't. Anyways, we'll go back to a positive, and that is my dear friend Find the Rabbit. Yes, I've done at least 3 videos with Find the Rabbit, a friend who is on Twitch. First time we did a video, we did it out like in a parking lot. We had some lighting. She did a photo shoot with the car, with the Alfa Romeo 4C. The second time around, it was more like a vlog going to a cosplay event, because she does cosplay as well. She also DJs now. Like, she actually DJs around the States. She doesn't just do it locally anymore. So shout out to her and congratulations to her as well. But on the second video that we did, we vlogged going to a cosplay / car event. That was a lot of fun. And then the third time around, she invited me to a photo shoot at a creative spot. So that was in 2023. That was different. That was much more different than anything I've done, which normally I go out to car events and I record that. But this time around, she invited me to this place where you can, like the name says, it's a creative spot where they have lighting and you could move things around, and you could use it either for music videos or photo shoots or what have you. So we did a video with her with the 4C again. She also did her DJ setup, and the lighting was really cool. The filming and the photos was also very cool. So that was very nice of her to invite me once again to do some behind the scenes and also vlog it. Hoping to do some more with Find the Rabbit for 2024. I would probably have to go out to her. She's moved to a new spot. Maybe we could do something fun together out where she lives now, and again, do something different from the norm on the channel. So yeah, that should be cool. Now going back to Alone. Now this one, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it because I didn't really talk about it when it happened, and not a lot of my close friends even know about this. I did talk to Alex, not Alex from SoCal, Alex from the Bay Area, about this because he was familiar with the situation. Not a big deal, but it's something that hadn't happened before, and which is someone's reaction. It's actually someone who put together a car event, a supercar event. I won't give more information than that, but this person put together a supercar event, and I did my thing. I recorded. Their reaction to seeing themselves on my video was not taken well. I got a message from them basically saying, you know, they didn't know I was recording and I should have asked if it was okay to record them, things like that. And so again, through text message, it's hard to tell how bad they're taking it or how bad they're coming off. But to put it in perspective, I did have to apologize for that. And I also mentioned that if I wouldn't do that again. Needless to say, yeah, I probably won't either. If this person puts together a car event like that again, I may either just go record and not even mention that this person put together the event, or I just may not go to their event at all. If anything, when I do recordings of car events, it's taking very well. Like people are excited to see their cars on there. They're excited to see themselves on there. Even folks that are pretty shy don't mind being recorded. They know the drill. We're in a public spot, and at the end of the day, it's okay for me to record. And if anything, I'm helping promote this person's event or whatever it is that they're trying to get across. So yeah, that was kind of a low, like that feeling of like how dare you do this it's not a good feeling. And again, like my videos always get a positive feeling for them. Now on the flip side, we'll go to the next highlight. This is a high for 2023. The Chill Tea Cars and Coffee events that I've been going to ever since moving out to the town I'm in now. Now, when I first moved out here, a little bit further out, still in the Bay Area, but a little bit further out, I wasn't sure like how much I'd be able to do out here as far as like car events or car content. And luckily for me, I found Chill Tea. They do their Cars and Chill events. And again, like this is complete opposite. Now these folks, very kind, very positive when they saw the videos, very welcoming, and not just them, but also the folks that see their own cars in the video. Now that I go there, I see a lot of like the local or usual folks, and also bumped into other folks, and some of my other friends have actually come out this way to go to this car event. Now they do an awesome job at putting this together, putting the flyers out, doing something positive in the community. There's never anything bad about the events. It's all like it says, it's chill. They got the music playing. Sometimes the event even has other vendors coming in and doing like a lot. So yeah, definitely a highlight for me. I tried to go to their events at least every other month if possible, but usually like it's nice to not have to drive an hour out to get to an event and just be here like in 5 or 10 minutes at Cars and Chill. Definitely a highlight for me. Now going to another low. I hit a pothole again, and I will tie that into something positive, I swear. Once again, I hit a pothole, but this time, yeah, it's just the dumb freeways. They're hard to see, and they don't get fixed quick enough. Although this time around, I didn't go through like the whole Caltrans thing. And this time, actually, I didn't mention the first time I hit a pothole in the beginning of the year, it did damage to some part of the suspension, but it damaged the tire, but it didn't pop. Now this time around, it was the opposite. The tire actually blew, but everything else was fine. Of course, both times I took it to the Alpha doctor, checked it out, everything was all good. The end of 2022, January 1st, and then I can't remember what month this was. It was sometime in the middle of the year. Again, this is 3 times I had to get tires, and you know, you just don't get one, you get a pair. And because I wasn't searching for a tire, it's just because I needed a tire, I couldn't get the tire I actually wanted, which is the one everyone recommends for the Alfa Romeo 4C, the Michelin Pilot Sports Cup 2, something rather, I don't know. But I can never find them. I don't know who's hoarding them, but every time I need a tire, they're not available. First world problems, I know. Poor guy, I had to get the P0 Pirellis every time. Like the Pirellis, like it happened again. I'm sitting on new Pirellis like all the time now. Like I hope, knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen again, because it really sucks being in a car like that low and having something happen to your tires. So, the poor 4C. Anyways, sitting on new Pirellis again. That was another low, like, oh, come on. But before that, positive and a highlight for 2023, definitely a great time was had prior to that pothole incident, that second pothole incident of the year, which was the Hillsborough Tour de Elegance, the Elegante? I don't know, the Elegant. Anyways, yeah, the Hillsborough Tour, that was so much fun. It was, again, different from the typical thing I do on the channel. A lot of nice people, great people. It did cost some money to attend, but it was worth it. You're amongst all these really cool people from all over the Bay Area. You're amongst beautiful cars, just like cars you would see all the time, and some cars that you're like, wow, I've never seen that in any of the car meets, but here they are driving alongside with me. The tour itself was a lot of fun, and I think I was behind a De Tomaso or something from that era. The smell, the fumes was just like going right into my car when I was following them, and I loved it. It was so good. And then after that, they hosted a lunch at somebody's place, and oh man, huge land, nice spot. There was a F1 car hanging on the wall, great food, and the people are just so nice. There was a bus that shuttled us from like a parking spot because they couldn't park all the cars at the place where they had the lunch. But the bus that shuttled us, I think they are the people that hosted 2022. It's crazy because, like, I mean, let's be real, these are like these people got money. And here I am with these people. Yeah, I had to pay, but like there I am with my Alfa Romeo, driving around, hanging around, and eating with these folks and seeing these beautiful cars. That was definitely a highlight, and I will definitely do that next year. All right, now we're not gonna do any more of the negative ones. I swear the next two are positives. We'll go back to like what I normally do is like the car events, the car meets. And this one is at Morris Motors. Now, Morris Motors was a place that I would just drive by. It's actually between where I live and Sacramento off of Highway 160. And yeah, I would pass it by and I always say to myself, that's a nice little shop. One day I'm just gonna drive by Alfa Romeo 4C through 160. I'll park in front of this place. I'll creep around like I do at some of like the car dealerships, especially the Porsche dealership, and take photos, videos, or whatever. And turns out that they actually do a Cars and Coffee. They hadn't done one in a while and then decided to start doing it again. Oh man, yeah, lovely folks, great place. So many European cars, a lot of Mercedes, very nice Mercedes, BMWs. Crazy to see like a little shop just pretty much in the middle of nowhere, or a very, very small town, I should say, off the river. And I got to learn history about this place too, and even heard some things like people would send their cars from even out of state to this little shop right here, just off of Highway 160, right next to the river, middle of nowhere. Very cool, definitely a highlight for 2023. The last one, this one, I gotta thank my friend Rick for this one, because I think this was a time in the year where I had lost some energy, I had lost some momentum. There were some things happening personally, especially at work, and I think I was just feeling a little bit drained, and I didn't have that push to go to this car event, which is Luft 9. And if you're a Porsche person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, but thanks to Rick was like, no, you can't miss this. This is the first time they come up to Northern California. They're typically in SoCal. You can't miss this. This is a good event. And I think by the time he convinced me to do it, I couldn't find tickets anymore, but he somehow, some way, I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus, but yeah, Rick somehow, some way found a link, and I was able to get a ticket. So thanks to him and his enthusiasm to get me to go, I went out there, and it was such a nice event like that. The first day was 2 days. That first day was just all air cooled. The cars were beautiful, but what really stood out is that this wasn't just a parking lot somewhere. This wasn't just a warehouse somewhere else. It wasn't a stadium. It was a very beautiful background, I believe an old like naval base or something. But just out in Vallejo, like next to Vallejo, like what the heck, like very nice background. The way they set up their cars, it's like it's meant for someone to take photos of them, to take videos of them, to make it feel like it's out in its elements, not just sitting somewhere parked. Very, very nice event. I also got lucky that, I don't know if I should say this, but let's just say I was able to get a media pass. Like I was able to get a media pass, and the next day I got in even earlier and was able to take some photos and videos of these cars prior to the general public coming in and the early birds coming in as well. So I was out there. Yeah, typically, you know me, like it's the videos come first and then the photos will come afterwards, or it's like a secondary thing to me. But the backgrounds for these cars, the way they were set up, just the look overall, I had to bust out the camera and take some photos, and I was so glad I did. And if it weren't for Rick, I probably would have just been sitting low energy and missed out. And it was a great event. That was definitely a highlight. I will try to make it to a Luft event in SoCal because I've never done so. Yeah, something else to look forward to. Definitely a highlight. Okay, now to close it out, this is different from my typical, again, normally I do a highlight video. It's just a compilation of all the videos combined. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, even though I highlighted 10 events, really the highlight for me overall, it's the people. That's really what makes it. That's what gives me the energy to go, is you folks and the people I've met and the people I'm friends with. Of course, the cars, yeah, the cars, they're beautiful, and that's what I'm into. That's why I do what I do. But definitely the folks, my friends, and everyone that I've met at the car events and just doing this YouTube has been definitely a highlight. So yeah, I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. Hope you guys like this. The last highlight video, even though it was good for me because it was an hour long, and thank you to anyone who watched the whole hour of video last year for the highlights, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't. Hope you guys like this. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, doing the top 10 highlights of 2023 as opposed to just doing like just a bunch of compilation of highlight videos. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys have a great new year, a great 2024. I have some surprises for 2024, some things that I haven't said yet on camera that some of you know, and there is something that none of you know. Like nobody, like, okay, well, I know, but like not even in this house, like people know, like it's just me. So I got that coming as well. And then hopefully, crossing fingers, maybe something else to be excited about, or a couple more things to be excited about for 2024. So anyways, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys liked the video. Give that a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Share with anyone that might like this type of content. Buy me some coffee if you want. The link is down in the description. I'll talk to you guys later.